let this play out for a second, as per usual, making sure that the live stream works. We're going to get this thing going. It looks like we're starting up. We may be live. We'll see in a second. Gotta wait for a second, make sure. Every single time, shoutouts to MB14 for the intro song. It looks like we are kind of live. People are waiting in the chat room. Look at that. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I like to see. What's going on? Episode 28. Beyond the Beats, right here live. I'm Scott Jackson on Swissbeatbox. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed your week. I hope you're enjoying your weekend. Everyone's staying safe. Everyone's staying happy. It's a beautiful day outside in Toronto where I am, so I hope it's a nice day wherever you guys are at as well. Thank you for tuning in again. And, Ish, let's get this thing going, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, episode 28, Beyond the Beats. And today, I'm very excited because this young man I'm about to go and talk to is very inspiring to me, and I'm happy to have him on. And it's nice to see a smiling face, you know? Nice to see a smiling face from around the world, ladies and gentlemen. So, introducing to you, Mr. Giuseppe Cuna, a.k.a. The Devil Mouth, a.k.a. DJ Godhand 48, a.k.a. Reppin' Azelki, Team Azel Lucky, Lapanachi, Liquid Chicken, Squazzle, and Mazel. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Italy's own Azel.
Yo.
What are you saying, Doc?
Wow, man. I'm so glad to be part of this. I'm just gonna, thank Swissbeatbox team. Thank you in first place to pushing this forward. Yeah, I'm so excited to just, begin this in the best way. So let's do it.
Yeah, man. You like the intro or what?
I can do. Do you want me to make a freestyle or whatever?
I think people would love that off the start because we have people sitting here from all around the world watching. You have some Italian fans that are watching in here. But ladies and gentlemen, right here, live and direct on Swissbeatbox with the homie right there, Italian champion. We'll get into his story about what he's been doing. We'll get into some beats he's got. We'll be listening to some opinions right here live again, Swissbeatbox. But let's get into it like this. If you're ready to go and start off.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we about to go and find out what's happening beyond the beats. Wait for it. So right off the top, if you're sitting at home, we're going to start this with a bang. He wants to go and show some beats right off the start.
Yeah, of course.
Y'all say the 2 and the 1. Yo, show them what's up in 3.
With my fucking liquid trap. With the rhythm. Be minimal.
Yo.
Yeah.
Start off with a bang.
Fuck yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, starting off right with a bang. I like that, man. Crushing it. Your style.
Yo, by the way, I want to mention that I'm with my friends. He's Francesco.
What up?
She's Sophia.
Hello.
We're just chilling and making this, in my friend's house because I'm back from a a very I want to actually mention that cool story. Maybe we're gonna make the transition later.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna keep it private for now. Yeah, I'm gonna explain it later. But yeah, like it's been a very long day.
But you have time for Swissbeatbox. We love you for that. You have time to come over and talk with us. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, the homie right here, representing Italy, Mr. Azel, representing, what is it, Cesena City?
Cesena, yeah, in Emilia-Romagna.
Yes, man, and you're representing it quite well. I'm sure that people are proud of you. So to start this off, when you did the TEDx there in 2019, I like this little quote that you started off with. You said, the voice, in addition to being a communication tool, is also a musical instrument. Now,
of course.
I like that, man, because that's a good way of saying it. Because some people might think that there's not that many capabilities with the voice, but people like yourself and beatboxers around the world are proving it wrong and showing that beatbox is true music, man. So I really do appreciate
100%
that.
music. Yeah, definitely.
100%. So I want to go ahead and start off with the beginning. And when I was looking around, you know, there's stuff on the internet that's public, so you're allowed to go and look up. And I was looking around and I saw that you've had music in your life with your uncle playing guitar and your brother playing piano, and you always had that music kind of background. So when is it that you said you were looking on YouTube and you found Azel, and you found Azel, and that was the first experience you had with it, and that's where you get your name from? Because you took Azel and you put it into your name that you currently use.
Yeah, that's how it
went. Explain to me, did somebody send this to you, or were you just searching around?
Okay, so basically, I was really young. I was about 9 or 10 years old. Yeah, I was, you know, just messing around with YouTube because it was like you know, the early years of the bond of YouTube, because it was like back then 2009, 2010. And basically, I was at my grandma's house. I was just messing around with stuff. I was just looking for random videos and stuff. But basically, when I encountered the Red Bull BC1 2005 Azel stage, you know, that was like one of the biggest impactful moments of my life, because I was there just sitting and like I was just feeling this connection between singing and making human beatbox simultaneously, because he performed If Your Mother Only Knew back then. It was 2005, but it was uploaded 4 years later. It was uploaded in 2009, or 2007. I don't actually remember, but when I discovered him was like 2009, and basically, I was just keep like repeating those patterns that were just pretty much simple, like and like gone and just repeating and repeating, and I was feeling this burning, you know, it's a burning fire that actually comes up for no absolute reason, and which is like a truly characteristic of being an artist, you know, 100%. So I was there and I was like, oh my god, but that is weird, because, you know, video games and other stuff like impact me like in a same specific way, but like that was different, because I got more fascinated, more involved into it. So a year later, I just left video gaming and stuff, which for an 11 years old guy is very hard, believe me. But yeah, I was just, you know, I was there thinking like, wow, man, this is so cool. And also in my school, there's nobody that actually does it. So I'm the only one that just make weird noises. And I was like, oh, fuck, okay. I'm going to just repeat doing that and blah, blah, blah. And it was like an overload amount of thoughts in my brain, you know, just messing around with human beatbox. And back then, I didn't knew that was actually human beatbox. It was just, you know, making music. Because I was just there listening, keep pursuing this line of thinking that Azel was a god. Like, oh my god, he can sing and making drums at the same time. Oh, that is impressive. So yeah, that's how it started.
But you see Azel, you get inspired to go and start, and around 2013, I start seeing that you go as making DJ Godhand 48. And and you're
Oh my
playing.
God, yeah.
You're playing
Oh
out
man.
songs. You're playing out different things like Weapon, the piano dubstep videos,
Man,
and
I
you're putting
didn't
these
actually
together.
expect that you found these alias. Man, that is so old. Oh my God.
It's beyond the
Wow.
beats, man. It's beyond the beats.
Wow. Man, that big props to you to finding that. But DJ Godhand 48 is an alias that I've had around 12 or 13 years old because I got influenced by the hip hop elements. Like maybe not graffiti is one, but like generally like breakdancing, DJing, freestyling, and human beatboxing. Um, that was the period when I got influenced so fucking much about DJing, and I needed that alias. Like I was just pursuing, like I was thinking of a name. I was playing a video game from PlayStation 2 back then. It was called God Hand. Was my favorite one, and then I thought about, okay, why not like DJ God Hand 48, which is like the year where when my grandmother was born, because I was so like near my grandmother, because we've got this it's a sort of it is an environment that I didn't had neither with my mom. It's a relationship and environment still, yes, because my mother was less present, and like some private stuff in my life happened. So my grandma was like very near to me most of the time, and yeah, so I was, yeah, man, that is so fun. Oh my, that is
But I
such
see, I see, I see. Even back then, when you first started doing it, you had the piano set up, and might be the some influence from your brother playing piano, but you had a piano set up that you were able to go and have it pre-programmed with different drops, and
yeah.
you were putting
It was
songs
basically
together.
with Ableton, yeah, with
You were
Ableton and
putting
the
songs
piano.
together already at 12 and
Yeah,
13 years old, and having that mindset, and you start seeing beatboxing. So you start
yeah.
beatboxing now, having that influence of music in your life with family members playing instruments and you playing and starting to push it off. How much does that influence your style right off the bat for having an ear maybe to go and think about music in a certain way? So you're not just beatboxing per se, but as you said, you're making music.
Um, I think that is about like the musical background and environment that you usually live, where you usually live. Like, I mean, my grandpa was a poly instrumentist, was a tenor, was a a lyrical singer. It was a soprano also, and he like I can genuinely believe that he was the one that inspired me so much to start an artist figure. Because back then my grandfather, because he passed away unfortunately 4 years ago. um, his name was Mimmo Chemplis, Mimmo Champa, and his artist name was Chemplis. So um, I got really fascinated about it. That was so tricky, because I was like, why Chemplis? Like, why do you have this? And I was questioning myself, like, is it that cool to have like an alias, to have an artist figure? So yeah, by the way, like related to your question, without going too much off topic, um like I've always been into an environment full of music, luckily, and I got like how can I say that, um actually it was a sort of, yeah, I was just lucky to have like cousins, uncles, also aunts and grandpas and grandmas that always were into this background of music, environment of music, and playing like singing, playing instruments. So yeah, also a detail that I want to add, my grandpa always like asked me to play an instrument, to sing or whatever. But I was feeling this approach with human beatbox that was so like detached. So I was feeling like no. I'd be able to actually sing or play an instrument, but I do believe that what I'm able to do right now is even more powerful. Is so much powerful, because I can make every instrument. Back then, 40 years old, 30 years old, I was like, yes, I can do that. And my grandpa was like, yeah, okay. I mean, I believe you, but you gotta study music. You gotta play at least one instrument. You gotta you know. And I was like, yeah, no worries, I'm gonna do my shit anyway. And he was like, okay, okay, at least you're happy, you know. So
That's a good energy to have, though, to go and encourage
yeah,
you to go and have some musical inclination, and also be able to say, well, if you want to pursue something different, I just
yeah,
hope that you're happy and you're enjoying it. And I
of
can see
course.
too, because the first beatbox video that I found of you was 2014, and you said that your goal is to become the greatest beatboxer ever.
Yes.
Now that video though, you put it out there, and it got a lot of likes and people commenting and people
Yeah,
saying that they appreciated it and they were enjoying what you're doing.
yeah.
So right off the bat, the first video that I found, I'm like, all right, this guy already has skills and styles because he's been doing it for 4 years, right?
Thank
So
you.
when you're
Yeah.
9 or 10 to 13, 14 is when you start putting up stuff on the internet and actually showing your
Yes.
skills.
Yeah.
And I found it interesting too of you played, or maybe you were just at this place a lot because
Hmm.
one of your first big videos that actually took off and actually got you some recognition is when you started talking to Pepouni for Swissbeatbox. You record at Academia 49 Studio,
49. Yeah.
and then you get to go, and you were found though because friends went to this downstairs bar on the outskirts of your city, and I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, let me try to find this. The actual place was called, let me see if I can get this
Yeah.
right, Cafe Delgi Artisti.
Cafe degli Artisti. Yes. Oh man.
So
Oh man. Okay.
so your friends and family are there, and you are along playing stuff, and you get introduced to
Yeah.
them, and then you get the opportunity to go and record at Academia 49, and this
Yes.
first video is that
Oh
thing that gets them blown up, and then you get
man. Yes.
over.
That's the story. Oh my god. How did you? Oh, what? Man, that's a big ass. Bro, that's a big ass throwback. Oh my god. Yeah, I remember that. Wow, man, Scott. Oh man.
But it's a great
That,
story because you're in a family. Your family and friends encourage you. They saw you, and it's
yes,
this
they
place that
always
teaches dance
supported
and
me. Yeah,
school,
of course. Of
dance
course,
and
they
music.
always.
This place that gives you an opportunity to go record, and you've been pushing and pushing and pushing this beatbox thing, and then
Yes.
you get your first ever SBX shoutout, and that was in 2016, I do believe, that you get to go and get
2016, the
onto it,
2nd of August. Yeah.
and you get 300. Now it's up to about 300,000 views for your very first video that you get on
Yes.
SBX as a 16-year-old Italian, smashing it, man, smashing it.
I remember. I remember. Oh my God, that was such a unique feeling. Back then, when I was getting approached with Pepouni, that was really weird because it was like remotely, you know. Um, so like I needed to like have this connection with him. I was like, man, I really feel that I need to push this. And just beatbox, I think, is gonna help me a lot, like a lot, you know. And it was like, okay, show me. Like, you've got the table blank. Just put me the cards. And I was like, okay, let's do it. So I organized the thing right after the Café degli Artisti, because I was like meeting my friends, that always supported me, the family members. Man, that's such a big throwback, by the way. Wow, I love you. Oh my God.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So,
This
but
is
yeah,
getting
I want to know
emotional.
too.
Oh fuck.
I want to know too. I want to know too because one of the things that it's sticking out to me about your story is because again, to me, you're a younger
Yeah.
man. You're really pushing it, but because of the online availability of people and you
Yeah.
posting endless videos of your favorite beatboxers and talking and trying to get attention, even showing out in 2014 having a Reeps One logo on a cake, and he actually
Yeah.
responded to that, and it was just
Yeah.
getting to talk to you like that.
Oh yes, this too. Oh man, yeah. That was our first approach online with Harry. That was back then in 2013. No, or 2014. I don't remember like exactly, but I
2014.
like I was asking my mom like, please, I need a birthday cake with Harry's logo up on it, and she was like, oh, but that's not your logo. That's not the Beatbox logo. Why? You've got your logo. Because back then I've had everything settled. You know, I've had like let's say. My logo, my artist name, my Facebook page, because Facebook back then was more interesting, was more, reachable, was more active
Hmm.
in terms of social media. Because now Instagram is killing it, it's
Absolutely.
killing it, 100%. And like with my logo set it on, I was like, no, I want to have just Reeps One's logo so bad because I wish it. So please, let's do it. And she was like, okay, let's do it. I wanted to publish this photo on Instagram and Facebook and cross-posting like on Twitter. I don't remember, maybe on Twitter, yeah, too. But yeah, like mainly, I don't know how, because back then Reeps already had his audience. There was like big audience. Still like more little than nowadays audience, but he actually noticed me out from nowhere. I got notifications of him like, hey, happy birthday, man. I was like, wait, what? Dude, what? I was confused. I was like, no, this has to be a fake account. I was like, nah, this can't be Reeps One. I was refreshing the feed. I was still Reeps One. I was like, no way that he's him. Oh my god! And then I started having a convo with him about art, about expression, about so much stuff. And then once we ended up like talking, like I didn't heard of him for a couple of years maybe, or whatever. I don't actually remember, but that was such a momentum. Wow, I was so satisfied. I was like, oh my god, Harry, yes, dude. Yeah.
And you get that conversation started though, and I found too that you had a couple battles. Your first ever battle that I can ever find is 2015 on TeamSpeak, and right off the bat, you beat the United States guy, Amazinga, and then you lost to Moroccan Double L, but you already made it, Double M rather, and you
from Morocco, yeah.
So, but you already get onto battles in 2015. So, 15-year-old, you start battling on there, and you started out uploading videos in 2015, the begin on your YouTube channel, and you start putting out more stuff and continue to put out different YouTube videos and continue battling. You end up third place on Rap and Beatbox, beating Tails, which is crazy. Yeah. And then again, double M is there, but you take out Enamus.
The win that I've had with Tails was was impactful because I was like, man, this guy is literally crazy. By the way, Tails from Portugal is a truly underrated beatboxer. Please check him out right the fuck now. He's so good.
100%.
Big shout out to the Portugal beatbox community, by the way. Yeah, like I was like, no way I did that. What? Like I beat him? Oh, what? Nah, there's no way. But yeah, right after that, I was like, I should battle more. I was getting into it, I was feeling that. Also, besides TeamSpeak, I was using Ventrilo because now I think it's discontinued. I don't know. But yeah, Ventrilo was a sort of TeamSpeak 2.0, but a little bit more older. TeamSpeak was more fresh. It's got like those light skins, whatever. It looks more like revolutionary or futuristic, if you will. But yeah, like nowadays it's just Discord, and Discord. So fuck that.
But yeah. I kind of want to ask before I move on to 2016, where you get the shout out for SBX. You start doing a GBB wildcard. You do shout outs for Shut Your Mouth and Beatbox and Beatbox and Rap, international shootout battle. You try to go and do a wildcard for. But just before 2016, I just want to go and get your opinion for beatboxers that are starting out, because when I started out, there wasn't any reaching. There was only people that I knew. There's only people that I could meet up with and see and be like, yo, you're the beatboxer from that school, or you're the beatboxer from that school. So we'd go and jam and do whatever. Yeah. So I'm saying now, fast forward to your age where, 14, 15-year-old you is talking to international beatboxers and getting their attention and being able to go and have conversations with them.
Yes.
What do you think that is why there's an influx of young beatboxers, because there's availability to maybe talk or get a response from some of your favorite beatboxers? How did that influence you at a young age to be able to go and actually speak to and have that connection with some of your favorite beatboxers actually responding to you and having that availability to them?
So like pretty much I think you need to compare your skills and your point of view about how you do your like, it could be music production, it could be human beatbox, it could be whatever. This could be applied to whatever topic. I think when it happens like that, you feel like your mind actually required to like comparing, but not like mathematically or schematically or whatever. You need to actually have, you know, that sort of approach with somebody else that can reach your level, or that you can reach his level, or like, you know, that you actually feel more comfortable with jamming, with making freestyles and whatever. So what my counsel is just feel free to ask questions in first place, because I was like breaking balls everywhere. I was like, oh man, can I ask you something? Because I'm stuck with this now. Like, I just need to, like, do you have some tips? Okay, and you know, and I got information. And also, you've got some tips for inward bass, because I cannot do shit. Could you please help me out? Because I've got, you know, just in first place. So very first thing, just ask if you need to. That's fundamental. Then second of all, comparing with specific individuals, like not for that like long time, but like shortly, a short amount of time with like different individuals could be helpful, because you compare your own styles with different styles in like less amount of time, and you've got other perspective and other styles in your brain. Your brain automatically elaborate the styles, the structure, the patterns, like whatever, you know. And you feel more comfortable with yourself making beatbox, because you're more coordinated, you're more you know, how can I say that, you're feeling more good at it, but in a way that you actually feel like secure to even record a video, or showing yourself up on a stage, or feeling comfortable with yourself doing beatbox alone, or with a few people beside you, like, you know, having this approach like with yourself. But the key is comparing yourself with others, like in the background learning, you know. That I think is key. Yeah, pretty much. I think I'm done with, like, you know, explaining that. I think it's that sort of process. Yeah, just comparing yourself and confronting. Yeah, constantly.
I agree, and it's an interesting thing to have the availability online comparatively to having to meet people and search it out.
Yeah.
But after you film the I was gonna say your first live battles that you start getting into, I believe is like the Rest Art Battle where you came third.
Rest Art Battle, yes.
And then in that same year, 2017 and 18, you win the Alum Challenge 2 times in a row.
Yes, and then the Alum Challenge. Oh my god, yeah.
and then you also win your home area. You win in Tuscany and in Roma. You win 2 times in a row again.
In Rome, yeah, you're right, correct. Yes.
So you win these battles. So I was just going to say too, how does it go for you when you've been pursuing this thing and now you're at 16, 17 years old and you start getting recognition from the Italian Beatbox family and you get you start winning regional battles, you get more attention online from people that like LM to go and actually say you win this LM challenge and actually get that sign of approval. So what does that do for your own self-confidence when you go forward thinking about battles? And also, what did it do when you come back and start saying, hey, you know that, like, you know, whoever it is in your family, but hey, I'm winning battles, and family and friends get to go and see you actually winning battles, you know, at a still very young age. So could you just talk about your first live battles, introduction to the Italian beatbox scene, what that meant, and also just getting some wins under your belt at the start?
So I think right before to get into it, I just want to say that I've got this mindset of having my private life and my artistical life separated. Okay, why am I saying this in that topic, in that context? Because when I was alone back then and I was just practicing, I was thinking about, am I gonna last into the human beatbox community? Am I gonna be good enough? Am I gonna be like that powerful, that musical, that technical, that creative, that original? I was constantly being anxious about myself, about my skills, about you know, about like pursuing this line of being a human beatboxer. I'm saying this because battles, especially, and winning those online contests, yeah, just pushed me even more to continuing this like journey of human beatbox, which I am lucky to keep pursuing, you know. And yeah, pretty much answering now, linking to your questions, going forward with your question. It actually feels like I'd say special in first place because it's a feeling that you never experience. I've never experienced before. Because you know, first place, you're the best by definition, and like your mind automatically precedes this context of being like, oh my god, man, I am the fucking best. Like, I mean, there's nobody else better than me. Oh, and then like my confidence was like growing and growing and growing. My ego also simultaneously was growing. You know, I was like, holy shit, oh yeah, you know. Yeah, at the same time, also by Alem, which is still like a world, you know, renowned champion for human beatbox. He won the world championships in 2015. I was like so honored to be like in the first place in a, you know, challenge of him. Even though like challenges remotely are not like big arenas or big events or big whatever, but they're just little challenges that most of the time are good if you just, you know, approach with them and just you know, you challenge yourself. That here's the thing, like challenging yourself also is key for human beatbox, for being an artist. This applies, I repeat myself once again, this applies like to anything, like challenging yourself. It's like key. And for like happiness in first place, because you feel more satisfied about it, you actually, you know, notice like improvements of yourself, of your skills, of your creativity and whatever. And also it's key to success, because I think it actually, like by the action of improving yourself, you're gonna just, you know, level up and level up and level up even more. So yeah, I think pretty much it. Yeah. Yeah.
I gotta say, it's dope to look back and see some of those things because I forget which battle. I think it was Homepage Festival battle where
The
you ended
Homepage
up
was
going
in Trieste.
2017, I believe.
17, yeah, correct.
So you end up third place with a win over Enemy, who is now just a Loop Station madman.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say during that battle too, you met a lot of the French guys at that battle because they were judging and they were there. So
oh my god, yes, you're right. You're correct. You're correct. Yeah.
How was it? How was it to go and meet guys like Kim and Firebras and FIB just to go and see them in person after watching videos?
Yeah. So Firebras and FIB weren't there because the judges were Kim from France, just Kim, Squilla, and I think also Squilla is an underrated beatboxer. You guys should check him out. He's so sick.
Very true.
After Squilla, I think there was nobody from France, because there were like Alien D, which is from Italy, and then other few people. But like later on with succeeding with years, I met other French people. Yeah, but like in 2017, I just met Kim and Squilla. Yeah, those couple of beatboxers from France. Yeah, they were judging actually.
And how does that first interaction go? Because
oh man, that was a big momentum. I was like, oh man, you're Kim? You're Kim? And it was like, yes, I'm Kim, motherfucker. You know? And he started spamming like click rolls like and I was like, oh, I love it. Oh my god. You know? Also Squilla was fucking adorable. Oh my god. I cannot interpret his style because it's so unique. So I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna but yeah, like wow, that was such a big moment. Also, Skiller was present there as a judge. L&D once again, yeah, I mentioned him before. I don't remember any other. Yeah, I think pretty much there was those people. Yeah.
And again, so you keep on doing well. You get to go and you start doing vlogs and you start doing the adventures of Azel and you start doing.
I was just testing. Yeah, I was testing this vlogs. I at the end of the day, I was like, no, that's an overload amount of work. I think I'm gonna be doing this like maybe for another time, but I think that's gonna be enough. You know, it takes so long to make a vlog. Yeah.
And then your first attempt, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, your first attempt at the Italian champs itself in 2018.
2018,
you get to the top 16, and you take a loss against Rich.
Yeah.
You take a loss against Rich.
Yeah.
It was also dope when I watched that back. I'm like,
he's so
super dope battle.
100%. Yeah.
And one question that I always try to ask is, when you start going to these battles live and you start going to, Tuscany and you start getting into the restart battles and homepage battles and you go into the Italian national championships, what was your impression of the Italian scene on an international stage, and what was your impression for yourself when you first walked into it?
That's tricky. Only if I gotta be honest, Italy's got so much potential, so much. We've got like hidden gems, that like if showing up, they could destroy anything. Really, I can mention a few: Azel, Bad Piece, Cracksit, and like so many others. I don't want to just I would love to mention everybody, but like again, wow. I've had this perspective because I think it's different, like up on a national stage and an international stage. Because like on an international stage, I noticed that like my homies were more under pressure. They were more schematic, if you will, less joy, more focus, more. That was different. That shit like scared me like so much because I was like, man. So now they're like acting like professionally, because like we are all professionals, of our art form. But when you are in a regional championship or in a national championship, like the homies, the people, you feel more comfortable on the stage. You're more like maybe jumpy, more with flow, with creativity. But I felt it on an international stage. They felt more like important. Yes, they felt more important, and they needed to be more serious, acting more serious, more rigid. Yeah, same shit with me. I was like, okay, now let's do this. Yeah, I was like, now I need to, I need to do this, and I need to make this pattern versus this guy, and this other pattern with this guy. I was like pre-schematic. I was just planning everything, and yeah, at the end of the day, it was like useless because everything was random. So I was like, oh my god. So yeah, but yeah, mainly I've had this this point of view. That was quite different, scary, but funny simultaneously. Yeah, if you will.
And 2018 was also a huge year for you because you attend 2019 rather, was a huge year because you actually get qualified for the vocal total and you get to battle on a stage against River, which is River is just a killer. Man,
big shout out to my boy River. My God, I love him. I love his style. Such a unique signature sound. His sound design is so liquid. It's so electric. I love him. Too much style. Too much. I love him. Wow. And also this year, he killed it. He won everything. Yes. Everything online. He won everything. Oh my God. Wow. Except that, GBB for 0, whatever. But man, River is such a legend. I love him. I'm so lucky to find him. A really good friend of mine. Big up to you, Enzo. Love you. So yeah. Wow.
And also in 2019, you officially become the Italian beatbox champion.
Yes. Oh my God. Man, wow.
So my question is, there's a bunch of stuff that happened in between that, but I wanted to go and say that national championship, being able to go and represent, and you had a run against Albo, Joker, Sam, and then you eventually go against Frank Lucas in the finals, and you get that, and you get that final with them, and you end up winning, and you can see that video where Pepouni raises your hand, and Swish
it was actually Fastivo, the founder of the Beatbox family.
Sorry.
No worries.
But Swish is there, and he goes and films you right up. Eon goes and puts the camera in that video. You can see the excitement in your face to go and actually win and have that under your belt.
Wow, that was the biggest. Like, I think I've never been this happy, like, ever in that moment, in that specific moment. I was the happiest human being alive. Wow, that was such a big moment, bro. I cried for like 5 minutes or 10 minutes straight, because I was like, no, man, that cannot be real. I was like, no, dude, that shit cannot be real. Man, let's be honest. Nah, this is a dream. I was like, and like Elias was punching me. No, it's not a dream. Fuck, it's not a dream. Yes. I love him. But yeah, big shout out also to my boy Elias. Love you so fucking much. Yeah, wow, like,
what does it mean though? Explain to somebody after training, because you were at this point in 2019, you've been beatboxing for well over 10 years, and you've been practicing. So you get the regional wins in, you were doing well in international competitions, your career's picking up, which I'll talk about momentarily, but it all builds up. You get to the Italian champs, and you win the Italian champs, and you can go and say that in 2019 in your country you're the national champion. And you get some interviews afterwards in newspapers and magazines. I couldn't translate it because, I don't speak Italian, but you get that opportunity for some exposure and get some more opportunities out of it.
I also had the opportunity of like knowing some people, like journalists or photographers and whatever. They're like truly talented people. And like when you're under the spot of the, journals or the forums or the news, the national news, you actually feel like more inspired to keep pursuing this, and also you feel like, man, this is actually a thing. This is concrete. I'm doing at the end of the day something that makes me happy, and it actually like it is a real thing. It is not just abstractism or whatever. It's a real, like, wow. Oh, man. Yeah. That was so impactful. Back again. Yeah. Wow.
I always find that anything that can be taken where you see people doing studies with professors and guys like Reeps doing all the absolute crazy stuff that he's doing. And
with AI, more specifically, AI technology.
Yeah, with AI technology, or Tom Thumb getting a camera going down his throat, and many other examples in the studies that are being done. I always find that when things are like at that level, it brings more legitimacy to our scene, and people actually look at us as legitimate artists rather than, hey, do the beatbox.
Rather than just noisemakers.
Yes. So again, winning a national champion.
It's actually not negative noise, because it's a positive aspect of music. But like on a point of view of people, most of the time is a negative aspect, which makes me feeling like uncomfortable as an artist. So like, this escamotage of making talks about, human beatbox, technology related to human beatbox. It's just a way to keep people involved into it. Like, wake up. This is a real thing. This is music. This is a tool. This is communication. This is a language. Fucking wake up. Because most of the people, like, they just act like monkeys like that, And they don't want to hear, neither see, neither say anything about it, because they feel insecure or whatever. But I'm not gonna criticize them, because I think I'm getting like too far. But as an artist, like, I feel hard most of the time if I hear some phrases that makes me feel uncomfortable or whatever. So yeah, that's why.
And you start again. I love, but again, winning a national championship, getting some exposure to it in your country, having it known as, again, being a serious art form and something that can be taken seriously. I love
Yeah.
seeing that progression, and I think over the years it'll become more and more, and I'm excited to see where the future goes with it. So you get the opportunity afterwards, and you do a TEDx. You do a TEDx
Of
in your
course,
home.
I made in total 3 TEDx.
Yeah, you did 3
One
TEDx.
is still unreleased. It's going to be published maybe next year, and I've planned other 2 TEDx.
I believe you had a TEDx with you had the original one that you did, and then you had a TEDx at what is it, Licio Re, and with the dancer.
Yeah, so I've got
with the dancer
the first
Efren.
one. I've got the first one, which is TEDx Cesena, which I talk about the knowledge of human beatbox, how this art actually goes forward, how it interacts with people, how is it a language or whatever. And like the second one is in Rome as a performer, so not anymore as a speaker, as a performer.
As the youth,
in
version,
Rome,
right?
yeah, the youth one, yeah, because I wanted to bring more like teenagers, because I thought that like in TEDx Cesena were like more old people, were more like not actually old, like let's say from 40 years old and above, you know,
Adults.
yeah, but it's not actually old, I think, in my perspective. But yeah, I wanted to include more teenagers, more kids, more. So that's by definition youth.
Mhm.
And then the third one is the Liceo Rigi of Cesena, which is a an high school where there was like a sort of mix of crowd. So it was like 40 years old up to 40 years old crowd, and kids and teenagers. And like actually there's also another TEDx talk which is still unreleased that I recorded also in Rome, but it's going to be published like as of, so I don't know when, but as soon as possible. And I've got planned other 2 TEDx, but I'm not gonna say anything about it because they are like pretty like inherent to other topics that we're going to discuss, I think, later.
Absolutely. And I was gonna say during that TEDx, I love the you've always, I guess, from what I can see, and since I talked to you too, you know, Grand Beatbox Battle, got to go and see you and get to go and see you face to face different times. I always love the fact that you know your history, that you respect the history, you respect the hip hop that is involved and where it comes from. Because during your TEDx talk, you went through and you said the history from Dougie Fresh to Azel to Reeps, and describing the new school movement, technical and craziness, and the old school movement with more melodic and structured. And then you move on to the loop station to go and show the possibilities of making more music for it. And I really love that you actually go through that, because I feel like there's a lot of people that watch the things and are fans that take it for granted somewhat, but don't actually do the research to understand where something comes from and why, and the hip hop version of it too. You talked about this with Killa Kella. Big shouts to Killa Kella.
Yeah, big shouts to my boy Killa Kella.
But you talked about this.
Episode 2 of our podcast, by the way. Keep it locked.
I'm excited. Yeah, man. Yeah. Killavision. If you haven't watched, check out Killavision. But that hip hop mentality to it of being original, doing something that's yours, creating something, no biting, no, being original and pushing that element of pushing it to the next generation and trying to keep that up is something that I really respect about you, and I love that you're bringing into their generation. So, can you go and explain maybe to somebody who's watching this right now or watching this back, and they're starting beatboxing and they're starting with today's standards and today's set group of people that are on Swissbeatbox, let's say. Okay. So what can you give? What advice can you give to them, and the importance of the roots of this in hip hop, and also and why is it important not only to learn somebody's stuff, but really try to go and create your own versions of it and keep it original? Can you explain those 2 things? Because I think that your voice is well needed. No worries.
Yeah, 100%. I think which is fundamental about human beatbox is the fact that like it's an open space. Okay, it's an open, wide space full of ideas, creativity. It's like the most genuine, pure, positive, like meaningful place where you can express yourself 100% with your mouth. So like if you are a newcomer of the human beatbox community and you're just experimenting and trying, and you maybe most of the time, like, you think about like copying somebody that is better than you or whatever. I think that's a good way too, but you gotta like set like some limits, because at the end of the day, if you're gonna become a clone of an artist, you're not gonna do anything worthwhile. Because in my honest opinion, you need to experiment in your own. Okay, you need to achieve knowledge. That's why I'm referring to the hip hop movement, because the hip hop movement is fundamental for like music knowledge in first place. Because you need to how to like basically have some flow, some how can I say that? Your own style, your own way of moving your body, coordinating it with your beats, and like I think it's a particular aspect of the old era, you know, that it's still going on with the new school and whatever. But I think it's pretty much more like I think parts like it's more characteristic of the old movement, like, you know, moving, shaking, have the, you know, the mood, the flavor, the flow, you know, having that that freshness. But besides that, besides like happiness, besides having fun with it, human beatboxes, like especially the hip hop knowledge, yeah, the basics, and like where where everything came up, through Doggy Fresh, through Kenny Mohammed, through Azel, through whatever. Like, I think it's part of the process of becoming like a proper artist. Like, it is not about like technically a part of your pattern of expressing your style or becoming the best beatboxer in the world, but it is about knowledge. Okay. So at the end of the day, it is so important to know where everything came up, like where everything started, where everything was born. Okay. Yeah. Also, a truly important aspect, because I struggled with it like so many times. There are gonna be like so many times where you're not gonna accept the fact that some days you're not gonna be beatboxing that well. You're gonna be beatboxing like bad. You're gonna be beatboxing like less better than the other days, let's say. And when you recognize that, the worst thing to do is just stopping making beatbox and trying the next day. That's the worst thing ever, because you get discouraged about yourself. You're not gonna just change your mindset automatically. But the thing that you need to do is to be realistic and explore the vision of, you know, like, what am I gonna do now? Oh my God, I feel pressured. I feel stuck. I feel stopped by something, you know, which is my not like it's my not able to process some sounds, some styles, some patterns, whatever. So just be calm, focus on the main samples. There's no rush. This is not a race, guys. Okay, this is just human beatbox. So enjoy the journey, because this is not a race. Focus on the fundamentals. Focus on the kicks, on the hi-hats, on the snares, on the basses, if you will. But the basics are fundamental if you keep struggling with your style. If it's so minimal, if there's no melody, if it's just patterns, if there's just tackers, whatever, just please study and keep push with the fundamentals until you've gotten a point where you feel comfortable with yourself, leveling up your game. Then you're gonna just add layers and layers and layers of sounds. You're gonna be the best beatboxer in the world. I swear to God, it's gonna be true.
That's a public service announcement right there, ladies and gentlemen. And I like the way that you also stated, because everybody has those days, no matter what. And you can go across sports, you can go in music. There's days that you just don't have it, or days that you're going through for us, you have a dry mouth for some reason, and you can't just get it to go away, or you have a stuffy nose and it's hard for you to beatbox. But I'm gonna relate it to another sport, like water skiing, right? Water skiing.
Yeah, of course. Yes.
Okay, so there was this UK guy named Andy Maple, and he was world champ multiple times. Okay. And one of the things that he did when training was he would train while it rained. And ideal conditions for water skiing is flat water, really calm flat water with no ripples. You're gonna have no rain, and it's gonna be calm, right? So you can cut as hard as you can.
Yeah,
so this guy would train when it was raining, and he would train when there's waves, because he said, if I train during these times, when it comes to competition, it doesn't matter what happens, I'll be able to go and do it. So I think having that idea of you work through the problems, even if you're having a bad day, you keep on working through it, because it'll serve you well when you're performing or when you're doing competition or beatboxing to yourself. So I like that you brought that up, because I see that some people get frustrated.
That's brilliant. Yes, that's brilliant. Also, I think that maybe you shouldn't do. It's just being obsessed with scenarios that could happen, or whatever. Don't be obsessed with it. Just study, experiment by your own. Okay, just feel free to just be creative and happy. Do not force yourself too much. Do not push yourself too much. So just be yourself. Yeah, that's the key.
And I also like that you said with the being original and showing that showing the things that you can get out of being original, because with you put out the liquid bass tutorial, and that's an original sound for you that you came through from listening to B-Art and putting it together with this and putting it to this guy, and you made up this sound that's unique to yourself. And with that, you're at 940,000 views on that online tutorial, because people saw and recognized how original it was, and they wanted to go and be able to learn your style from it.
Actually, the tutorial of the liquid bass is reaching 1 million views. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll see. We'll check because I just checked about a half an hour ago.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to say.
No. It's the liquid bass tutorial is nearly to 1 million. So it's just 933,000 views. The vortex whistle, because I made also the vortex whistle tutorial, is
and the whale whistle as well.
And the whale whistle as well. The whale whistle is the less relevant one. I don't know why, but it's just the vortex whistle and the liquid bass that got more priority. But yeah, again, wow.
but I mean that idea that you said, and it rings true, is people like originality. They like seeing someone that's coming up with something. So when you go and teach someone your style, they are very interested. Whereas, having the knowledge of people before you is essential, I think, as well. But being original and having something that you can say and claim as your addition to this line.
It's top notch. It's top notch of human beatbox. Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
So and it's something that I wish that people would listen more to, and keep in that idea of, it's good that you can say, I can do this, 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 and you could go and keep on counting hands and toes and everything else and eyebrows. But I mean, okay, so you can do that stuff, but what is you? What is representing yourself, and what's being original? And that's something that I'm trying to be really getting through to the audience that's watching these podcasts, is the idea that you should try to think of styles and things that you can do that are unique, and you can add to this timeline of beatboxing as it grows and grows and grows and grows and grows and grows.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that you've added to that timeline, my friend.
Thank you.
So you've been performing. You've had many videos on Swissbeatbox. You had the first ever Italian tag team, Azel, that got on there.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, with
you got that with Mario Ma. So you have a bunch of different nice check marks to have. You're the Italian champion. You've been judging battles, whether it's the Iran beatbox battle that went on, and some other battles that you've been able to go and judge. But I want to talk a little bit about your music production side of stuff, and the music that you've been making, the music that you've been putting together. Because I can find that early on you had some you had this one beat, and it was for something, I forget what it was called, but you can see that you have jams online. There was a jam that you playing with your brother, I believe. I'm not sure if it's just someone you called your brother, but your brother at Zen Studios, and he's playing piano.
No, that was on the Zen Studio, man. That's all too. Oh man, wow, what the fuck? That is old, man. That is 2000. Oh, fuck that. That is 2017, bro.
It's actually 2015, but go ahead.
15, yes, no, you're right, 2015. Oh my, oh. Wow, man, wow, such big memories. Oh my god, man, that oh my. That dude is actually called Niccolo Miseroli. Big shout out to him. We've been experimenting like an overload amount of stuff. Mainly, I was there with the main goal of having this approach of making music production, of course, but interacting with him like real time with my beatbox without thinking about a thing that I'm gonna say later. Because I've had this perspective this year, and I talked about it in the Killer Killers podcast as well. I was trying to like doing that. This real time connection with human with the music production, but it didn't run like that well because I recorded just a bunch of videos there because it was like a big ass studio with I actually recorded the Grand Beatbox Battle Wildcard 2017, if I'm not wrong. Yes, yeah, if I'm not wrong, the 2017. Because every year I recorded a wildcard, but yeah, I always involved into that. Even though I'm gonna say another thing. No, maybe I can mention this now because about battling. I think like by the time battling has become something off topic with my artist figure, even though like because like I'm focusing so much on the actual music production EDM scenario, but why am I like pausing this? Not because of failure, not because I'm discouraging myself, not because of anything else. It's a choice of being more coherent with the beat, like with the environment that I am like actually going into, that I'm having an approach with. Because like battling, I think up on a stage, it gets like a version of me which is like not me 100%. I get really mad, I got really energetic, like so much energetic, and like by the time I noticed that was something that I should have probably like put it aside, even though like that energy, that craziness, like it's unique, you got that with a microphone, who's ready to fuck, and then like that impactful moment or whatever, like I know it's crazy and stuff, but this is about like I think it's gonna be a topic just with showcases, not with battles anymore. But yeah, I might be changing my point of view again, I don't know, but yeah, but for now it's like this, like not actually for now, science a few months. Yeah,
well, I mean, it's good to focus on artistry and set yourself up as an artist and not be kind of, I guess, just a battler, quote unquote, and just a beatbox battler. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's the way someone wants to pursue their career. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But it's nice to see what you make outside of battling and outside of that specific beatbox world, because you can see stuff again. 2017, after you jam at Zen Studios, one of some of the first jams I saw with you with another person. You do beatbox flow plus technicality essentially with your boy.
That was me and Nicolo, the guy that I mentioned earlier. Yeah.
Gary Kipp for the Cosmo EP.
Oh, so Gary Kipp. Oh man, my God. Oh, dude, Gary. Yo, man, I need to hit them. I need to hit their asses like Azel, because I don't hear Gary Kipp's voice since 3 years or 4 years still, because we've been missing because of projects, overload amount of stuff stuff that we needed to do. I need to hit them up. Like I need to fuck.
And you do as lucky with Fortunato and
Ludovica, yes. yeah, of course. Oh man, those moments were so precious. They're beautiful singers and musicians. I love them. They're very good friends of mine still. big shout out to them. And yeah, Azel lucky. Fuck.
But I want to go and ask you, because again, you've been that those are the first things that I saw that you were doing collaborations with, and leading up to more collaborations that you did, where you did a death match with Snails.
Yes,
and
that was
that
was my
big
one of
shouts
my
to
very
Snails.
first covers. Yes.
Yes, but he reaches out to you and you guys do a video together and make
Yes,
a
I made a collab
collaboration,
with Snails. Yeah, with
which is
Snails,
crazy. And you've done Dark Lights with Hershey. You've worked with you work with other artists. So can you describe the importance of branching out, in just your opinion, of branching out and working with others? Because it's something that I love, collaborating with people, and I love having different collaboration processes and take your mind in certain ways. But from first of all, from those early years working with the people and dancers and singers and rappers and producers, what does that add to your creative process whilst working with them? And also, as a beatboxer, what do you recommend on how it works for you, but just working with other people? What does that bring to the beatbox game for an individual that's starting to work with people, you know?
Okay. So what I do believe is that the main connection with the EDM scene and the human beatbox, well, if I need to be honest, it never had like a proper link. You know, this connection has never been like established like concretely 100%, because like some beatboxers, as well as Killa Killa, big shout out to you, bro, and we talked about it in our latest podcast as well. We both made
the pack for Splice, right? You made the sample pack.
The sample pack, yes. And he uploaded that on Splice and whatever. But you know, when he did that, I think he made like I don't like, because when I asked him, he was like pretty much actually he was thinking about it. It was like at least 2 or 3 collabs with that sample pack. I don't remember, but like the main thing is that like the sample pack is just a tunnel, is a key, if you will, to have an interface with producers, with music producers. Those producers could be like whatever, lo-fi producers, Riddim producers, trap producers, house producers, reggaeton, electronic reggaeton producer, electronic electro producer, like whatever, you know, because human beatbox is universal, if you will. It can be applied like anywhere, okay, literally anywhere. So that, like the sample pack, when I actually realized that main idea of making it was last year, with EDM.com. Shout out to my boy Ethan Bayer, the founder of EDM.com. He's a very good friend of mine. He made me in contact with people like Snails, which thankfully with my sample pack we made that clip, and I'm gonna be on his next EP. By the way. yeah. And with other like people, I've got like unreleased stuff to show you if you allows me to do it.
I don't know. What do you think, people?
All right.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, so let's get into this right now. I want to hear some new stuff that is going to be fresh for your ears. Ranger Live on the Beats exclusive. We're going to hear some new stuff. So introduce what it's going to be. Tell us what this project is, what different collabs you're showing us, and play through some tunes, brother. Play through some tunes.
Yeah, thank you. So I've been collabing with Eliminate from Disciple Recordings. He's a truly talented guy. We've got just a body drop idea, which lasts just 29 seconds. It goes like that.
Check and toss it like a
stuff.
Let's go.
And then we've got my collab with Leo Chicks, which is like the version 7 is still work in progress. Still an idea. and so on.
Let's go.
Yeah. By the way, the limited one is electronic trap. This one is melodic rhythm with Leo chicks. With snails, I've got this one. And then yeah, that one. This.
Yo, big up the Canadian. Still.
And this is actually a subgenre of dubstep. I'm not talking about rhythm. I'm talking about vomit step. Yeah, it's tricky, I know, right? Vomit step is the signature style of snails. So, like, if you can notice some, like, those are just, you know, vomit step signature samples. Like, it's just my inward bass, but, like, with some layers with effects and modulated by him. Like, it's pretty much like this, pretty much. I've been doing like solo work in progresses. This one is drum and bass, melodic drum and bass. Yeah, pretty much. I've got a minimalist rhythm pattern with Subloaded, a truly underrated producer. Goes like that. It's 34 seconds drop idea. Yeah.
All right. He's going to keep on going here. Tunes.
Yeah, tunes. Actually, that the main sample, this one, it's the dry kick. Then I've got this collab with Emilian Wong. I've got another amount of collabs, dude. This is gonna be the latest one. This is Riddim with Emilian Wong from Argentina. Big shout out to my boys from Argentina. They're so creative and talented and so underrated. So check them out. This is finished. This is a final version. Should we play like the whole thing?
I like it. People, and I'll talk about afterwards after you play it, but you'll play the tune for the people.
Let's go. Yeah.
Yo. Doing it.
Thank you.
Doing
Thank
it. Working with producers, getting that availability to go and get your sound out there, and collabing with people from around the world, from Argentina, Canada, and
Yeah.
being able to go and get out there to big names is a huge step in the right direction. I love that you're doing this.
Thank
and the
you.
most
Thank you
recent
so much.
videos, aside from all the I guess co-producing and working with people and building these things that you are, something that I've been loving too is your last two videos that you put out where you are putting them out together.
Oh, man.
Your
Those
mixes.
are shorts. Can I
your
play
mi-
them? I'm gonna
your
explain
mixes.
more deep into the details what is all about.
But this is where it's coming back. This is where it's coming back, man. This is where it's coming back, representing for DJ Godhand 48, man. You gotta bring that back.
Yes. Oh,
Full
let's
circle.
go. Yes. Dude. No way.
And you can see how much you
man.
love it. I love how expressive you are. I love your connection with the music. I love to see it. And you're bringing it back from when you were a kid till now, man. And it's something that's so dope. So you have two mixes that you put up already, and you'll play some stuff for the people because the mix is fire, dog. I'll give you a minute.
Bro.
Eh?
Bro, if I need to be honest, because, oh man, if I need to be honest, like, I actually, like, I think it could sound like a negative thing or whatever, but I actually completely forgot about DJ Godin 48 until you pronounce it, like, the first time in this podcast. I was like, no way. How did you, wow. What?
But even back then, man, you had the mind to go and throw Night Party together with Skrilla, and you were mixing all these things already. But come full circle, you have an ear for it now. You've been putting in the work for years, and
Yeah.
I'm happy to see it because the mixes are amazing, man. This is something that I want to see you continue to pursue.
Thank you so much, man. Wow. Now it actually makes sense, this thing, because I, you know what's funny? I've had this feeling of mixing multiple tracks because I've had in my mind, like, when I hear a tune, I automatically recognize a pattern similar to it, like, automatically. Oh my god, this tune could be awesome with this one. And when I merge them, it actually sounds unique, like a proper tune, not a double, you know? Wow. Thank you for pointing this out. Oh man, because I've had like similar feelings and perspectives also back then when I was really young. Man, this, wow. This is funny. Oh my god. Wow. Oh shit. Okay. But yeah, the thing is, yeah, I've had this, you know, yeah, as I already mentioned before, this feeling of, you know, mixing tracks and whatever. Because I've been inspired so much from people like Subtronics. Big shout out to Jesse Cardon. Love you so much, bro. Subtronic, Subfiltronic, and of course also Shivered, The Butcher, Code Dubs, Al Rose, our sister Hershey. She's a DJ too. You know, like, I've been inspiring from so many people, and like, I've had always this feeling of mine that maybe Human Beatbox maybe covered because of his sides, but now it's turning, it's coming up, you know, back. It's weird because I've got this vision of, you know, making multiple. Also, I've made like a quad chop drop, which is like a merge of 4 tracks together. But that's still unreleased. I'm not gonna play that because it's really, really loud and it's on my other computer. But it's still, you know, it's still actually work in progress because I need to synchronize all their stuff. But I've got this idea, and also three-way doubles, which is like mixing 3 tracks or just a couple of tunes, which is just a default double. So yeah, I've been lucky to define. Like, I am actually lucky to define Akios, Automate, Job, Glocks, and Subloaded, truly good friends of mine, because they sent me unreleased music, and from those unreleased music, I make doubles. So like, I made doubles of unreleased stuff that still needs to pop out, you know. So because people at the beginning, like I felt them like they were so confused because they never heard such music before. Because of course it is Riddim. They know about it. Like my people especially knows what Riddim is, of course. But at the end of the day, those specific tracks were not like released still, so they were like, "Oh my god, this tune is sick," but I've never heard of it. Like, and this, I think, it's a key point of keeping your sets exclusive. You know, your doubles exclusive, and giving people's energy impact or whatever. Like, you know, and they go like, "What the fuck is that?" Dun, 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 and combos, and constantly combos and shit. So I'm gonna play Akios Muerte alone, just to make a concrete example of it. Because I made a double of this one. Oh no, actually, I don't think I've got the unreleased on this computer of Automate. Oh, one moment. Ah, no, one sec.
Do you have the next mix they did?
Maybe, yeah. I can feel. Yeah, maybe I can. Yeah.
Do you have Getaway and Kokomoto?
Yeah, that one. Yes, I can play the divided song. Yeah. Okay.
Because then you can play it together to show it.
Yeah. So Bloated, Kokomjok. I'm gonna pick it. So that's Kokomjok from Subloaded. So let's go back to let's go right into the drop. So that's pretty much it, the main idea of Cogmajok, and then the Glock's VIP of Getaway from Jube. So I got it here. One sec. Okay, let's go.
I'm not interested. You're creepy. I'm interested in.
Okay.
Get away!
You know?
I like it. Now, what did you do with them? What did you do with them? Show the people what you did with these two.
Yeah, one sec, because I need to have the double ready. Because I've got this one. Where is it? Okay, here we go. Here. Found it. Switch. And then coming back. Yeah, that was the main idea. Yeah.
Now that's how you call it doubles, and that's how you mix the two songs together to create something unique and original with it. And I gotta ask too. I can see the when I'll send you the video if I could go and find it of you too, just so you can see yourself back at a young age of putting songs together, and you still had you had the emotion there, and you had your body was involved with it. Now, can you explain to the people where kind of like these BBK faces come from, the emotion that you have when you listen to tracks?
I'm sorry, Scott. I'm so sorry. I think I played the wrong Getaway version because I've got two versions of the VIP. Oh my god. I think it's this one.
Rocks.
Oh my god, yeah, it's this one. I'm sorry. Yes. Oh yeah, that's the one. Because the other one was another VIP. So yeah, it's this one. Bum, blocks. And then so they've got pretty much the same pattern. So that's why I made that double more specifically, because I felt that the previous one had like different pattern or whatever. So yeah, that's the one. By the way, turning back to your topic of body movement, I think it is a like naturally it like music keeps me energetic and keep my body moving. So that's actually like a reasonably natural effect of music to my my person, my human being. But the thing that I found most fascinating is that like I can transmit this to people. So like whenever I move, whenever I do some specific signatures like moves with my hands or whatever, I see this mechanism of people trying to emulate by themselves the same movements and getting like into it, you know. So once I found this this interlude of me, this connection, actually interlude of me and the process of music and other people, I was like, yo, that's crazy. That is crazy, because I make people dance. As well as Reeps One
physical hype man.
Beatbox. Yeah, what did you say? I'm sorry.
Physical hype man, you know?
Yeah, like Reeps One says, like I make people dance. I like accidentally said the same thing like earlier, but he does it with the human beatbox. I does too with human beatbox, but I feel this unique impact with music and doubling and crowd. Oh man,
is this something in future projects? Is that something that you'd like to pursue and perform live and have the opportunity to bring into it? Because I can see that being something that you could do an entire show with, including beatboxing, including this, and putting it all together. And is that something that you're building towards? Because when the availability of shows comes back, I would love to be in the audience for that. Just to be a speck on the wall, my friend.
I'm gonna start like I've got like a mindset. I want to have I want to participate to the, let's say, the most underground ones. I want to mention a few venues because I want to support them. I'm gonna mention Havoc of Brisbane, Australia. I want to mention also Best Kenyan from Excisions events, and Lost Lands. Lost Lands is so great. Like Havoc more specifically is renovated like the, by fact the most underground rhythm. Also Chinese Laundry, Chinese Laundry is so insane because it is actually in Australia as well. I don't remember. I don't want to be wrong. Let's fact check. Chinese Laundry. Also, beginning in Tokyo in Japan. That is like truly small, and I want to perform that in the future. Because like I see. Also, I wanna say this: the underground people, the underground producers, DJs, whatever, keep push, because music world, the environment of producers and human beatbox needs you, because you're the most creative people ever, the most creative ones, and I love it. Because the newcomers are the most heavy, the most creative, the most meaningful artists to me, because I got the fact that like the mainstream ones, the bigger figures are like powerful, are like mainstream, that can involve you into their circles, their mood, their parts of his artist figure and like music journey, if you will. But those specific, also the people in the crowd, the listeners, the DJs, the producers, like keep push, just keep push. Don't get discouraged about anything at all. Yeah, and I'm more fascinated about underground artists more than mainstream ones, because they're the most particular ones, and I love them so much.
There's similarities there to the beatbox scene as well. There's amazing beatboxers that have huge names, and there's also beatboxers that you don't hear about. Like, since we've been online for a lot of this, or most of the events except for the Florida Beatbox Battle have all been online. And I guess Spanish champs as well were live. But like most of the battles have been online, and I've had the pleasure of being introduced to a wide spectrum of new beatboxers. I'm like, who is this person? Who is she? Where is this person from? And listening to it, and some of them, they just they haven't got that break yet. So I'm excited to go and see when stuff comes back. And I agree with you. People don't stop pushing, continue and go and work hard at it, because opportunities will come for hard work. And you're a prime example of that, man. So I'm excited to go and see you get these opportunities. And if you ever, not if you ever, when you play at one of these festivals, hopefully life comes back to normality and I'll be able to take a flight over. You'll see me in the corner. You'll just see me in the corner watching you and supporting you, man, because I'm excited to go and see.
That's the main obstacle of all of that,
100%, brother. But I think it's time we going into this little part called Rapid Fire. Rapid Fire. All right, so I'm going to ask you some rapid fire questions.
Okay, go for it.
So the questions I'm going to ask you, I don't want you to think too much on. I think you want to go and answer the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay,
all right?
Perfect.
Ladies and gentlemen, right here live and direct Beyond the Beats, episode 28 with Azel.
Okay,
we're going to play Rapid Fire. First and foremost, who is your current favorite solo beatboxer?
Reeps One.
Who is your current favorite tag team?
Caustic Storm, yes.
Current favorite loop station artist?
Taro.
Current favorite team?
Very one.
Who is your current favorite producer?
Eliminate.
Who is your current favorite live DJ?
Subtronics.
What is the best thing to put Nutella on?
I'm sorry, what?
What is the best thing to put Nutella on?
I don't know. What? I don't know, man.
Okay. Favorite Street Fighter 2 Turbo character to play?
Ryu.
Favorite Mortal Kombat character?
Sub-Zero.
Is B-Boy for PlayStation 2 still the best PlayStation 2 game?
Yes, of course. What?
Which Pokemon do you start with? Charmander, Squirtle, or Bulbasaur?
Charmander. Fuck.
Donkey Kong or Diddy Kong?
Donkey Kong, 100%.
Who can beat Flash in a race?
Alem.
And my last question is, what is the best toppings for pizza?
It could be four kinds of cheese. I'm not gonna mention them, but they're the best ones. Yeah, especially in Naples. I love them.
Ladies and gentlemen, right there, live and direct. All right.
Man, by the way, I didn't understood the question of the fourth one. I think the one that I didn't answer.
Oh no, I asked. Nutella.
No. Oh, Nutella. Fuck.
So I asked you, what was the best thing to put it on?
Oh, yeah, of course, man. I didn't understand the actual question. Of course, man, Nutella is my actual drug. I love Nutella. I love chocolate. I love sugar. I love candies. Good Lord. But yeah, but I'd say cookies, bread, tables, papers, me, whatever.
Eating it off of you. All right. Oh man. All right.
Yeah.
Next up, I got a few questions from
my friend Pepouni.
My friend Pepouni has a few questions for you. So his first question is, when the scene comes back and battles are going on live, will you try to defend your Italian beatboxing championship title?
It's a bit confusing. It could be yes, simultaneously no, because of this path that I'm pursuing of being a music producer, a DJ, and so many other influences are just kicking in. Yeah. I'd say more yes than no, by the way.
Okay. Another question from
my friend Pepouni.
He wants to know. He goes. He wants to know, who is your dream tag team partner?
Oh, man. I'd say Footbox G.
Jeez, big answer. I like that. All right.
My friend Pepouni.
My friend Pepouni.
Has a few more questions for you, though. He thinks he wants to know, what is the best food in Italy to eat?
Oh man,
Italian
I'd say
food.
like, yeah, I'd say like 100% pizza. But even like fucking strozzapreti, dude. Strozzapreti is a typology of pasta, which is fucking sick. And like, you know, more specifically, ragu of the fucking nonna, which is my like the specialty of grandmas.
Of grandmas,
you know?
okay.
Yeah. More like the more common, like in Italy, the grandmas have got like such a godsend hands. You know, they just make like divine food. Oh yeah. And I'd say lasagna. Yeah, lasagna. Or the typology of pasta. It's fucking sick. It's so delicious. But yeah, I think yeah, these ones, yeah, of course.
You got emotional on that one, I gotta say.
Yeah,
My
man,
friend
food
Pepouni.
is fundamental to me. Oh my god, no.
So
My friend Pepouni.
My friend Pepouni.
as a follow-up question, he goes, where do you what country's food do you want to try? If you could go to the country and eat it, what country's food do you want to go try?
I'd say you know, in Japan. You mean like country?
Yes.
Okay, not a specific city or whatever. Yeah, I'd say Japan for the Oriental food. I'd say Mexico, of course, from some specialities from there. I'd say I don't know. You know, also yeah, China, because like it's got some differences in between, like with Japan style. I think that's more like there's a few, you know, differences, but I'd love to test them as well separately. Especially for sushi in Japan, by the way. Sushi, man, I never
man.
or ramen or whatever. I never tried ramen in my life. That's
Jeez.
yeah, that's such a PT. I know.
Get yourself some ramen, man.
Yeah.
It's fire. It's fire.
Oh, yo, I'm still 20 years old. Yeah, come on, dude.
I'm giving you a break. I'm giving you a
Let
break.
me live. Let me live.
You know the Italian food well though, and like I'll say
Yeah,
though,
but
if
I
you
pretty
come to
much
Toronto,
got one.
if you come to Toronto, we got people from all over the world here, so you can get some fire food from
Good,
all different
good.
nationalities, brother. So
I'll definitely come to Toronto. Yeah, of course.
you heard it here. I expect to see you sometime
Yeah,
soon.
I promise. I promise I'm gonna be there one day. Yeah.
I'll show you some places then.
Good.
My friend Pepouni.
Also wants to know a few more things.
My friend Pepouni.
He wants to know who is your craziest opponent that you've faced so far live beatbox battling?
River, 100%. River.
Solid answer. And his last question
My friend Pepouni.
My friend Pepouni.
My friend Pepouni.
wants to know.
I love it. Okay.
His last question is he wants to know, how does the music you are currently listening to influence your beatboxing? So music that you listen to on that day, how does that influence what comes out when you beatbox?
Let's see. That's a smartphone. Currently, I'm listening so much to dubstep, trap, house, lo-fi, drum and bass, jump up, and glitch hop. Most of them are like subgenres of main genres, like Riddim is like a subgenre of dubstep and whatever. So the way of how I get inspired from those genres, so from some specific tracks, is that I'm not actually I'm not automatically inspired by them. I manually graduate my focus, and like I just study listen after listen how this track is made. I focus on the drums, I focus on the samples. I focus on abstract sounds. I focus on transitions. I focus on the outro, the intro, the interlude. You know, I just if at first listen a track actually keeps my attention. For the first time, I swear to God, I'm gonna listen to it like an overload amount of times before I get tired of it. And yeah, like I mainly get inspired and I manually grab the information from each specific tune that I listen to, and I use it into my human beatbox patterns. So let's say like I was actually listening to Agios Muerte, by the way, just for a concrete example. Agios Muerte has got this pattern. So the way of how I get inspired from it is like dum dum dum, and I study the pattern of the samples. Dum 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 dum. And then I use it like with a I try to like make this mimic effect of using a signature sound, which could be click roll or dry kick, like or like I can do whatever in order to create new patterns, new routines, yeah, whatever, and yeah, mix them with other patterns as well. Like let's say there's a still Merte, but UK VIP. Big shout out to my boy UK Kaiman from the UK. He's such a very good guy. This one, like so, the original one sounds like that. And the VIP of UK sounds like this. So, like, I could just change the pattern of it in my pattern, and my structure of sequences of sounds, and I can do like instead of this, I can do like. And stuff. I can imitate like whatever. So that's how I get inspired from it. I can create new routines, new patterns, and be creative. That's how.
I'm excited to go and see where you go with these things. I'm excited to go and see you continue, friend. That's a very well broken down way of saying it and a good example for you to go and show the people. Now, there have been people sitting in here watching the entire time, Ish, that I want to go and ask you a few questions, Ish. They have a few questions, Ish. 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 So they have questions for you. These are questions the audience put in this live stream right here on Beyond the Beats. They have a few questions. They want to go and ask you, do you play any sports?
Currently not, but I used to do like I used to go to the gym, which is not qualified as a sport. But I was playing football for like a couple of years. Then I left it. I don't know in English how is it called, like swimming, but like as a professional thing.
Competitive swimming.
Yeah, competitive. Yeah, that thing it's qualified as a sport. But yeah, pretty much like nothing else. I'm skinny still. Right now, I'm not just active like with my body. I'm just active with whatever other stuff. But yeah, currently not at all.
But the energy you put out whilst getting music and getting that going, that's the sport in itself, man.
That could be key. That could be key. Yeah.
All right, another question. That's a good one. So, and this is something to bring up. Grand Beatbox Battle.
Okay. Is
the story that you've been trying out for many years now.
Yes.
The question is, so I'm going to add to this a little bit. What would it mean for you to go in? Because the last time I think you finished 27th out of 250 wild cards. I think you ended up 26th or 27th.
I was 23rd or 26th. I don't remember.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so you were just there. But my question is that I'll add to this is, what would it mean for you to go and win a wild card for GBB and able to perform there? And the question that they ask is, how far do you think you could go in it? And also, how would you deal with being nervous once getting to that stage?
Oh man. Well, I'm in. Oh, by the way, it's 26th position. Yeah. But by the way, like, I've been trying to enter to the GBB since 2015. Yeah. So it's been 5 years. If one day I'd be good enough to join the top 10, qualify myself, and make the actual elimination round up on the stage, if I need to be honest, that could be like the scariest, funniest, powerful thing that could happen to my body, my subconscious, because like it is a thing that I dreamt of it for so long. So the first impact, it could be happiness, like 100%, of course, but I could be like so like not stressed out because it's negative, but I could be like anxious because of the opponents, but at the end of the day, I'm being honest, but at the end of the day, I think it's better if you just rely your focus on being happy on the stage, you know? So like accepting the fact that like you're top 10, you're going there, you're showing your skills against somebody else or showcasing yourself. It's just a godsend action, like it's something out of this world. I think it could be like a unique feeling. Yeah. Wow.
Well, I hope to say that tres will someone says the do in the uno for you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that moment. So we'll see when that comes.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
And another question is, apart from beatboxing, what are your other hobbies? Not music related, but let's say they're asking, do you play any video games nowadays? Have you tried again?
No.
Or what are your hobbies?
For the video games topic, I stopped playing video games when I was like really, really young. I was like 12 or 15 years old, because like I recognized by myself that was just a waste of time, unfortunately, because like it can just relax you for a very long time, for a very less time, for an average time, like whatever. But it could be a dependence, you know, it can be like addictive. So like I needed to just, you know, like deleting this part of my life pattern. But mainly I do photography most of the time. I do social media. I do coding. I do software engineering.
That's what you're going. That's what you went for school for, because I saw you were learning. You were learning MS DOS, and then you moved on.
Yes. Yeah, I was. Man, this sounds like stalking somehow, by the way. Bro, you actually know like too much stuff. This could be a problem. I'm joking.
This just for anybody watching. You think about what is out there on the internet. You know, think about that real long and hard, or else you'll find yourself on Beyond the Beat.
But yeah, like
with too much knowledge.
But yeah, like I moved on Visual Studio, which allowed me to actually interact with programming, having like dialogues and windows up on my computer and working with them. Making my own programs is an hobby. Photography, yeah, as I already said before, is an hobby. Social media is still an hobby also for helping like open spaces of my friend, like open spaces as well as no-profit organizations or whatever. I just manage those social media because like they trust me And I do social media also as a work, because remotely, some like not agencies, but like this is related to music, by the way, music industries. Like,
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
there's like a record label called the type of recordings, and I'm making like a little work on that about social media aspects and graphics, and also other. This since a long time, by the way, and also about other few conglomerates about music. But yeah, like the thing is, other than like social media, photography, and coding, I just write also, like not books or whatever, but like phrases and quotes that like it comes up in my mind by closing my eyes and thinking and writing down a unique notepad, and then like, however, like I wanted to just bring this to next level by writing books or whatever, but this is still a work in progress. But yeah, like I just do motivate myself with whatever, if I don't have like music around or stuff. This could actually seem like an hyperactive action, but I swear to God, it is not. It is just me.
Hey man,
So, yeah.
you always have music around because you always got beatboxing, right?
Yeah, you're right, definitely.
All right, another question
Mhm.
from our audience. They would say, okay, that's kind of an we just went over that. All right, so the last question I'll ask from them is, because of your DJing knowledge, do you see, and I'll answer a little bit this for you. They ask basically, are you interested in competing as a loop station artist? And I saw that you've performed you've performed a lot with your loop station at the TEDx talks, and
Yeah.
you were in the, I think, 2019 loop station for the Italian champs as well.
For the
You did
elimination rounds, yeah.
the elimination rounds.
Yeah.
And then what else? You also had, what was the show that I found? You did the
TEDx
Web Marketing Festival
Web
opening for
Marketing
day 2.
Festival, yes. Also that
So,
one.
but you get the opportunity to go and perform with it. So the question basically is, do you want to pursue the loop station to get to a GBB level of loop station artistry or international competitions?
I think I'm gonna set this as in on a level of international competition. Like I'd say like lower than the GBB level, you know, because I'm not gonna. I don't qualify myself as a looper. I qualify myself as a human beatboxer, which comprehends also looping most of the time. But in that case, in that specific case, looping is mainly off topic at the moment. So yeah, like with looping, it's a unique flavor. I'm not gonna lie, it's a unique flavor, like a unique approach with like yourself repeating the samples with the effects and whatever. Like it's a unique like experience, you know. But once again, like so much stuff is kicking in right now, especially in this quarantine period, because like, man,
you've had the luxury of time, man.
Yes, as an artist, it's such a godsend. Also, like, you know, like you can manage like at home so much stuff. You're more focused on a ton amount of shit. But the thing is, it is quite bad for, of course, for the virus spreading a lot, like all around and stuff. But I think it is a plus for artists. I'm not gonna just mention just the human beatboxers. This is applicable for any other artist typology, you know. So
yeah. I've been talking to a few people, and one of the things that has come up is the idea that, aside from any tragedy, and you can say all the negative stuff that is being said in the media and by scientists and everything, and just basically having to deal with this situation worldwide, one of the things that people don't have the luxury of having is actual time to sit and think, maybe, and having time to actually work on stuff. So having that luxury, although it's been forced upon people and in unfortunate circumstances, I do appreciate the fact that there's been that time for people to think about stuff and maybe where they're going, maybe get re-inspired to become one of the top DJs playing at Havoc. Or, you know, maybe continuing on where the whole homie DJ Godhand 48 left off. You know what I'm saying? Maybe doing that stuff.
Every time you repeat that name, I get goosebumps. Wow.
Well, that's what we do here, man. So, yo, real quick. we've been talking to you for a good long while. If there's anything else that I missed that you want to talk about, we could do this again sometime and continue. But I think we covered a good amount of stuff. And before we log off, because that was questions from the audience, rapid fire questions from Pepouni. I want to go and ask you, finally, where can people go support you? Where can people go and see your new mixes, see these new collaborative processes that you're doing, help you out? And I know that you have you had a T-shirt that you put out on what was it, Beatbox underscore store on Instagram that you had.
But that was
just
for a limited period of time.
Yes, but I'm saying like where can people go and support you as an artist
someday? Maybe.
So where can people go to support you on all the social media? We're gonna put it in the link in the bottom too.
Yeah.
But where can people what can they look forward to? What can they look forward to, man? Tell us.
Thank you. Just mainly I'd say like main platform is on YouTube. So it's like simply Azel, and the URL is just youtube.com/AzelBeatbox. And then like right after that, Instagram, which is by far, in my honest opinion, the best social media ever. More intuitive, so fast, so smart, so genuine. It's Azel Beatbox still. And also I've got Facebook as well, which is Giuseppe Azel Kuna. On Twitter as well at Azel Beatbox, SoundCloud. I'm gonna open Spotify. I'm gonna open Twitch. I'm gonna open Discord. I'm gonna make my own server on Discord. I'm gonna build some other stuff because I want to work on that. But in the meantime, I'm gonna work on more prioritized tasks.
So we're expecting some new stuff from you. I'm expecting to go and hear these releases. Definitely. I'm expecting to go hear new beats from you. And the question also that is I didn't get to from let me see here. One last before we go. Okay. One last question from
my friend Pepouni.
My friend Pepouni.
My friend
Pepouni
wants to know, when is the next shout out coming for SBX?
Oh well, the latest one wasn't that that near until now. Like I mean, it was. I'm correct myself. That was that far from now because the latest one is from April, if I'm not wrong, or May, or June, maybe June. Yeah, June. I think before next year, I'm gonna drop a new one. So get your ass ready and keep it locked.
Yo. I hope real quick you have a good time today. I had a good time looking and talking to you and seeing your story.
Thank you so much for having me so much. Really,
yeah, man, I'm excited.
That so much, Scott. I love you so much. I love your energy. You're being supportive. You're pushing the human beatbox forwards. You're giving your contribute, which is big, so big. Believe me, so big. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart.
I appreciate that, brother. And I'm excited to go see you in real life, man. I'm excited to go see you in real life again. Computers are great and stuff, and it's nice to go and reconnect. But I'm excited to go and see you in real life, and hear some stuff. And I want to be that fly on the wall. I'll be the front row when you're performing at these music festivals. I want to be there and see that come to fruition, and I'll be yelling that. Yeah, man.
Thank you
so
much.
Ladies and gentlemen, right there, episode 28 with the homie Azel, smashing it. Check out his music. Most recently on YouTube, he just put out his last mix, and you got to support that. He's been soon to be putting out some more music, so follow him up, support his music. I say it every single week, but support us, make it happen. Go and talk to your friends, tell them about the people that you like to hear, share that music, check out their interests, see what they're doing in life. And I'm very excited to see where your career goes, brother. Much love from me to you.
Respect and love.
My friend, I'm very excited to go and see that, and I know a lot of people are as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, episode 28, Beyond the Beats. It's your boy Scott Jackson. Give this thumbs up, like, all that good stuff, and we'll see you next week. Aside from that, stay safe, stay happy. Call someone, tell them you love them, man. Never know how much that'll help somebody out. I'm Scott Jackson with Beyond the Beats. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to end it like that. And that's